Did you know that, according to current statistics, over 1 billion people worldwide live as migrants far from their birthplace? This impressive number raises an exciting question. How have migrations throughout history shaped our world? The story of human migration is a fascinating narrative of courage, discovery, and change. From the first steps of our ancestors out of Africa to the complex migration patterns of today, every movement of people has uniquely influenced the world. These migrations were not just physical journeys across land and sea, but also journeys that reshaped political, social, and economic landscapes. In this narrative, we will explore the various epochs of migration, from ancient civilizations to the modern globalized world. We will see how these movements have changed not only geographical boundaries, but also cultural and societal structures. This journey through time shows us how profound the impact of migration has been on the development of our civilizations and on our lives today. Join us in diving into the fascinating world of migrations and discover how they have shaped the history of humanity. Thinking about it, I realized that since my parents were immigrants, our family story is a part of this bigger migration tale. Maybe you can relate to this in your own family's history too. Our story begins in Africa, where the first humans lived. Over 60,000 years ago, they began to explore new places. They crossed vast deserts, high mountains, and wide seas. These brave steps were the beginning of a great journey that led to humans spreading across the entire planet. Each group that settled developed its own culture and way of life. These early migrations laid the foundation for the incredible diversity of human cultures we see today. They tell of the curiosity and survival instinct of our ancestors. They learned to adapt to new environments, developed tools and techniques for survival, and created the first communities. These first steps out of Africa were crucial for the development of human civilization. They show how movement and exploring new places are deeply ingrained in our nature. These early humans were hunters and gatherers, following food and adapting to the challenges of their environment. Their migrations led them through various landscapes and climate zones, leading to the development of different physical and cultural traits. This diversity is a testament to human adaptability and creativity. The first migrations were not just physical journeys, but also journeys of the mind and culture. They laid the groundwork for the development of languages, religions, and social structures. These early movements of humanity are a fascinating chapter in our history, showing how curiosity and the desire to discover new things have driven humanity forward. In ancient times, people moved and formed vast empires. For example, the Greeks founded new cities around the Mediterranean, and the Roman Empire grew huge by incorporating many different peoples. But when the Germanic tribes and Huns invaded, the mighty Rome began to falter. These movements of peoples were not just wars, they were also the beginning of significant changes in Europe. They brought new ideas, languages, and cultures that shaped the world as we know it. The migrations of ancient times were like a grand chess game where kingdoms and empires rose and fell. They show how the movement of people can change history. This era was marked by great conquests, the exchange of knowledge and culture, but also by conflicts and wars. It laid the foundation for the modern world and shows the importance of understanding other cultures and peoples. The ancient migrations were driven by the search for new resources, fleeing conflicts, and the desire to conquer new territories. They led to a mixing of cultures and ideas that formed the basis for many modern societies. This time of movement and exchange had a profound impact on art, architecture, philosophy, and science. It shows how encountering other cultures can lead to innovation and progress. The ancient migrations are a fascinating example of how the movement of people has changed and shaped the world. In the Middle Ages, there were many significant movements. The Crusades were a time when European knights traveled to the Middle East. At the same time, the Mongols under Genghis Khan conquered vast areas in Asia and Europe. These events were often violent and sad, but they also led to people from different parts of the world meeting. They exchanged goods, ideas, and knowledge. These encounters had a significant impact on Europe and later led to the Renaissance, a time of great artistic and scientific discoveries. The Middle Ages show how conflicts and wars often lead to new connections and changes. The Crusades and the Mongol conquests were not just times of struggle, but also of cultural exchange. They show the importance of learning from history and how encounters with other cultures can enrich our world. This era was also marked by the movement of people within Europe. The plague and other diseases, as well as wars and famines, led many people to leave their homes to seek a better life elsewhere. These internal migrations had a significant impact on European society and economy. They led to changes in agriculture, trade, and urban development. The Middle Ages were a time of great upheavals and changes that laid the foundation for the modern world. It shows how the movement of people can lead to not only conflicts, but also progress and development. Are you enjoying my video so far? Then take 3 seconds to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's continue. When Europeans began to explore the world, a new chapter in human history opened. Spain, Portugal, and other European countries discovered new continents. They brought their cultures and encountered the indigenous peoples of the Americas, Australia, and other places. These encounters changed the world forever. They led to new trade routes, but also to conflicts and the loss of many ancient cultures. This era of discoveries has shaped our world to this day and changed how we think about countries and continents. It shows how discovering new places and cultures can connect but also divide the world. The Age of Discovery was a time of great adventures and discoveries, but also a time when many people suffered. It teaches us the importance of respecting other cultures and how our actions can impact the world. This era was also marked by the search for wealth and power. The Europeans brought not only their cultures, but also their diseases, which decimated many indigenous peoples. They led to a restructuring of the global economy and politics that is still felt today. The Age of Discovery shows how the movement of people and encountering new cultures can lead to profound changes in the world. It is an example of how discoveries and conquests have shaped human history. The Industrial Revolution was a time of great changes. People moved from the countryside to cities to work in factories. The 2 world wars in the 20th century led to massive migration movements. Many people had to leave their homes and start new lives elsewhere. This era was marked by significant social and economic changes. It shows how technological progress and wars can change the world. Industrialization and the world wars have fundamentally changed how we live and work. It teaches us how changes can offer opportunities, but also the importance of caring for each other. Industrialization led to massive urbanization and changes in the workforce. People moved to cities to find work in factories, leading to a shift in social structure and living conditions. The world wars caused great human tragedies and led to a reordering of world powers. They showed the destructive power of modern weapons and the need to resolve conflicts peacefully. This era of industrialization and world wars is an important chapter in human history. It shows how technological progress and political conflicts can change the world and how important it is to work together for a better future. Today, the world is more interconnected through globalization than ever before. Economic factors, wars, climate change, and political instability drive people to leave their homelands. These modern migration movements pose both challenges and opportunities, and show that the history of migrations is an ongoing narrative. They show how people leave their countries in search of a better life and how these movements impact the world. The modern world is characterized by diversity and cultural exchange, but also by challenges like inequality and conflicts. This era teaches us the importance of being open and understanding towards other cultures. It shows how migration can enrich the world, but also the importance of finding solutions to the challenges of globalization. The modern world is marked by an unprecedented movement of people. Refugees, labor migrants, and other groups seek safety, work, and a better life. These movements lead to a mixing of cultures and ideas, but also to tensions and conflicts. The history of migrations is more than a chronicle of movements across borders and continents. It is a narrative of human courage, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of a better life. These migrations, driven by necessity, hope, or the desire for change, have shaped the world in various ways, from shaping political maps to mixing and enriching cultures. Each era of migration shows us how profound the impact of human movements can be. They have not only changed the physical world, but also the way we think, interact, and organize our societies. In a time when globalization and migration continue to be central themes of our world, the history of migrations offers valuable insights and lessons. It teaches us that despite all differences, the fundamental human needs and hopes are universal. It challenges us to develop empathy and understanding for the experiences of others and reminds us that our shared humanity is the strongest bond that connects us. In this realization lies the power to shape a future marked by respect, cooperation, and a deeper understanding of the diversity of human experiences. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my video and want to continue learning more about our world, you should definitely subscribe to my channel to stay updated. Take care of yourselves and see you soon.